Okay, y'all. Welcome back. And today, I want to talk about one of my favorite side characters of all time, that being Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. And in all honesty, I really want to talk about how driven on pure anger and revenge he was. Because when you meet Kurapika, I don't know if y'all remember, early when we meet this nigga, when we do find out what his purpose is, because of course, when we first meet him, he's real standoffish, he's not really talking. But when we find out why he's there, and he's just like, I want to avenge my clan. I want to hunt down their killer and I want to find their eyes. I was like, oh, okay. Because mind you, I just got off of watching Naruto. I just saw Sasuke go fucking ape shit on his brother whenever he got the chance. I didn't know I was about to see something similar, but like at the same time, it's not really similar. Because Kurapika, even though he wants that revenge, spoiler alert, he's just now getting somewhat close to it in the manga. But I will give y'all some backstory on Kurapika. So, when he was younger, he had a best friend, and you know what best friends do, always hanging out. Until one day, Kurapika, he almost falls off a cliff, his best friend falls instead, hurts his legs and his eyes, and now Kurapika, he wants to go to the outside world to get him more medicine and to find ways to help him. But the elders at the time said, hell no, we the only niggas in the world with scarlet eyes. We're going to be outcasted, we're going to be prosecuted. And Kurapika, he was just like, well, first, Kurapika, he was a little kid, so he was not hearing that shit to begin with. So he argued his case for days and days and days on end until finally he was allowed to go into town and as a test and go shopping without triggering off his scarlet eyes. And he kind of passed the test, kind of not. That's a whole different story. But with passing the test, he tells his best friend he's going to go off and become a doctor just so he can help his friend and his clan better survive. That's important. Because 6 weeks later, the whole clan gets massacred by none other than the Phantom Troop, and all of their eyes are sold and gone on the black market. So from that moment, Kurapika, he decides, fuck being a doctor. I'm gonna hunt down and either kill or jail every Phantom Troop member ever. And if you're reading the manga, he's having a lot easier time with that because he's not the one doing it. So now we get to the Hunter exams, and I'm sure y'all remember, but throughout each phase, Kurapika was very impressive. Once they first got on the boat, however, he was very standoffish, like I said earlier. He was not trying to talk to the captain, he wasn't trying to talk to nobody, and eventually he just said, I'm here to avenge my family, on some real emo shit. But he gets through the Hunter exams, and of course, after that, there was the Zorik arc where they went to go save Killua, and after that, it was Heaven's Arena. He wasn't in the Heaven's Arena building, and he was really trying to look for work during that time as a bodyguard, just so he could get some cash, but they said he wasn't qualified. So the next time we see him is about 6 months later in York New City. Now, this is where we see Kurapika get some excellent get back, so please listen up. Now, going into New York New City, he has spent 6 months learning Nin. That's important. So after he learns that, he gets a job as a bodyguard with, I think, 3 other hunters. And they had a test where a bunch of people attacked them, but they weren't attacking one people. He actually put a knife to that person. Y'all should have saw how serious he was when he put that knife out. And they stopped attacking him, and 4 people passed the test. So now, him and 3 other people are working on this bodyguard. They're all working under a mob boss. Again, very important for the auction on September 1st in York New City. Now, so they get to the auction, and wouldn't you know, as soon as they get there, they find out the auction is under attack. All the items have been stolen by none other than the Phantom Troop. Now, once Kurapika hears this, he's licking his lips. He's been waiting to just put his hands on one of them niggas. Mind you, it hasn't been too long since they killed his clan. I think by this point it had to have been 6-ish, 7-ish months. But anyway, this is the Phantom Troop we're talking about. They ain't worried about shit. At this point, they're the biggest crime group in the world, in the Hunter x Hunter world. They're still at the top. They still can't be touched. Until Kurapika saw that spider tattoo on that big nigga's back. Because once he saw that, his eyes, he could not control them no more. Fully red and blood raged, he used his chain link to catch that nigga real quick. But even though Kurapika was bloodlusted and ready, they just captured him, tied him to some thing, sedated him, and then they started questioning / torturing him. And he was like, yo, we don't got no items right now. The Shadow Beast took all of them back. So if you release me right now, I got y'all. I won't kill y'all. Which we all know what he would have done to all of them if they had released him. But anyway, Kurapika, he gets a call from Hisoka and he's like, I gotta take this. So Kurapika, he goes to dip, meet up with Hisoka. You know, he's thinking everything's cool. Until it's not. Because one of his members, they call the Mafia. They're like, yo, come get this nigga. So people dressed up in the mob outfits come, and it turns out to be none other than the Phantom Troop. And they just, yeah, the rest of the bodyguards, well, the one that was just holding one of the Phantom Troop members, he dies. And then you hear the Beast just scream out. So the rest of Kurapika's like friends and co-workers leave. Anyway, vowed to find the chain user by September 3rd is when we see Kurapika again. Well, we do see him in Hisoka talk, where Hisoka tells him, yeah, I'm just joining the Phantom Troops for a little bit. It's just a little game I'm playing. Don't even mind me. Don't have to come after me. I'm not trying to kill you. But September 3rd is the day that Kurapika is found by the beast they captured. And Kurapika, he says, you know what? I got it. So he stays back and he fights him. And when I say he fights him, he really just puts him in the dirt. Because about a minute or two later, after the fight started, he's in the dirt and Kurapika's digging his grave with a shovel. Literally. But after this, Gon and Killua, they get captured about 2 times by the Phantom Troop. Yes, two separate times by the Phantom Troop in 2 days. The first time, the Phantom Troop, they try to read their mind, but considering they don't know Kurapika's name and they only know him as Chain Guy, and Gon and Killua are like, who the fuck is Chain Guy? They don't get anything, so they let him go. And like by this point, like the Phantom Troop in York New City, they're being hunted down by 2,000 assassins and parts of the Zolric family. So like they have a lot going on. So they're just like, you know what? Let's fake our deaths. They fake their deaths. Killua, for maybe half a second, really half a day, he thinks they're gone. He sees the members, most of the members dead, and he wins a fake pair of scarlet eyes, thinking that they were real. But the next day, Hisoka texts him, fake bodies. So Kurapika finally catches Chrollo. But in that process, Gon and Killua got themselves captured again. So what Kurapika decides to do is he decides to use his judgment chain, making it so Chrollo couldn't use Nin, couldn't communicate with the Phantom Troop members, and the person who captured Killua and Gon could not reveal what Killua and Gon know to Chrollo. And after that, since it was basically just an exchange, Killua couldn't do much because then he would have to fight the entire Phantom Troop at one time, and he couldn't do that. He had been up for days and he was exhausted by that point. So he gets Gon and Killua, and we are on to the next arc. And that will be where I actually stop today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know, on the road to 2K. If you like the video, make sure you sub it up. And until next time, peace.